I want to get going live because we're talking
Okay.
a lot. So
Let's do it.
let's go live.
Welcome to the Rock.
Is Frank not coming back for this one?
I don't know. I don't give a shit about Frank.
He's shitting
here we
his
go with this.
brains out.
Of course, we have a similar thing going on here because it's still Wonderland, and they're being fucking they're breathing down our throats here. And oh, what's going on? We have an emergency thing.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the B-movie battle sanctioned by the government of Wonderland. Swear words of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the show. All other swear words are restricted. Wonderland officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the show and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 1 continuous hour. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until the review concludes. Blessed be our Wonderland leaders in America, a nation reborn. B-movie battle is now in effect.
I cut off the intro there.
So
Hi.
we're gonna do that at every show, aren't we?
Yes, what B-movie battle episode 52, Nick Cage cast 30 for The Rock from 1996. Adam's first and last pick. I'm Phoenix West.
Dick to Cat.
Why did I agree to this? I'm Jansen Carlin.
Nothing from the previous shows should be carried on to B-movie battle. This is a first time we're hearing that purge thing. We never heard that before. Isn't that crazy?
So wild.
That was a first. Okay. Adam chose The Rock. I made fun of him. The Rock is a weird movie for me, if I could indulge myself for a minute.
Like we have a choice.
No. Well, here you are interrupting me, so clearly you do.
Fuck you.
Because I want to get like everyone's perspective of the movie before we continue.
No.
I just feel like it takes too much away from a couple things. The Rock, for me, when I hear it, I go, eh. When I watch it, I'm fine. I watch it, I'm like, oh, this is a fun movie. But I go, Face Off is my fucking jam. Face Off is my move. Like, that hits me in the heart. And I don't know why. It was a stupid fucking movie. but this movie doesn't have that enjoyment level for me. And I feel like it's like kind of a big, dumb action movie.
It's like it's right there. And
yeah.
It just doesn't deliver.
Yes. And it also takes away from another Michael Bay movie, which I love more, Bad Boys. I love Bad Boys so fucking much.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like this just kind of takes away everything from it. And this is the one he made right after that. And I'm like, but Bad Boys is so funny and great.
This feels like a step back.
It does. But that's why I get like a cringe when I hear The Rock. I'm like, but it's a good movie. It really is. Dick, what are your thoughts on The Rock overall?
Or Dick.
Well, I feel like The Rock was sort of the beginning of the end of the action movie because it was sort of the end of like the Arnold Schwarzenegger type action where now every man could be the action hero because Nick Cage won the Oscar in 95 for Leaving Las Vegas. He follows it up with this.
We're supposed to be doing Leaving Las Vegas this episode, but we're not.
No, God, if you want me to fucking depressed, you go watch Leaving Las Vegas.
I can't watch that movie.
Holy shit. But
Never seen
this movie is like I feel like it's like the first nail in the Nick Cage coffin. Where it's like it was successful.
How many nails go into that fucker?
Oh, I think about 30 because this was the first time he's probably this is when he first made real money, like $20 million or whatever it was, and he probably thought, holy shit, all I got to do is do this, and I could buy my dinosaur eggs and my Elvis tapes, and I could probably marry Lisa Marie Presley. And he did within that year.
He was so in the Elvis, he got inside Elvis's offspring.
That is awesome.
Well, there's another Nick Cage movie Married in Vegas or engaged? What was the one?
Honeymoon in Vegas.
Honeymoon in Vegas. Yeah.
On.
Yes, it's Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's an okay movie. They
it's
skydive,
not that good, but it's
No,
an
it's
Elvis
bad.
movie.
Mm-hmm.
but they
Come on
skydive
now.
at the end.
I'll skydive. I'm the Elvis skydiver. But The Rock is probably the last of its kind because it's very much it's not a politically correct movie, and it's also an action movie where the bad guys aren't really bad guys; they become sort of martyrs.
Are you
It's
telling
not.
me the gay guy from Boston Common showing up and being like,
Oh,
his band
Oh!
is ridiculous.
I have to cut your hair.
I'm a-
How do you like your haircut?
I'm a hairstyler. That
Jane-
wasn't politically correct? Is that what you're
And
saying?
Sean Connery looking at like, you fucking faggot. Get your hands off me, you faggot. But and then this movie is big dumb action movie. It is.
Level 4 and below, Dick. Come on.
Sorry. This movie is level 4 stupid.
Here's the
Mhm.
problem.
Because
I put
This-
that
it
in,
is stupid.
I put that in the Purge intro thinking you guys would say the F word less, and it's only increased the amount of F word.
What faggot?
Backfired.
Not fucking faggot.
Fucking faggot.
Here's
Fucking
what's gonna
faggot.
happen. You're gonna get. I'm gonna do the Demolition Man. Richard Pierce, you've been deducted 1 credit for violation of the verbal Miranda. I'm gonna show the Demolition Man thing every
Yeah,
time.
verbal morality act. Yeah.
hmm
You
All
piece
right,
of
sorry,
shit,
continue.
motherfucker. Fuck you.
He doesn't know how to use a 3T show.
Here's so much for the three shells.
I showed the girlfriend that the other night.
Oh,
What,
She's like,
Demolition Man?
What is happening? I'm like,
Demolition Man is a good movie.
It's
But
like,
I go, ignore all the serious stuff. It's just a thing for out of fish or out of water fish, like jokes.
Dude.
The future. That's it. That's it. All
And-
it is.
and a
Just
great
look
Arnold,
Stallone.
a great Rocky Balboa ass. I mean,
It's a
come
great
on.
Wesley Snipes movie. It's a great Stallone movie.
He's where I got my first name.
Snipes.
No, Phoenix.
Oh yeah, Phoenix West.
It
I get
is
it.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I believed it for like a year.
No, it is actually true, Frank.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh, it's
Simon Phoenix. Yeah.
I joked around with you that it wasn't true, but it definitely is true.
Oh,
I can't deny it. I love that movie. Anyway, we're talking about The Rock.
and then I was like,
Talking
well,
about that movie, we're talking about this movie.
a movie
Yeah.
I like less.
Yes.
Let's talk about The Rock.
yeah,
I would
the,
say that's accurate.
the Sean Connery vehicle.
Yeah.
Do you think Con Air is better than The Rock, though?
No.
Pause that. Jansen, The Rock. First thoughts. What are your history?
So
with
this isn't a Nicolas Cage movie. This is a Sean Connery movie. That's my first thoughts, right?
Okay.
Nicolas Cage is the secondary protagonist in this story for me. I think this movie is about Sean Connery. He's the real winner and the real like standout act in the whole thing. He's got the funnier one-off bits. He's got the better moments of winning. He's got the more badassery, right? It's a Sean Connery movie. He's even top billed on this. So what do you want to say, Frank?
Hey Jansen, do
What?
you think Sean Connery when he has women over, he goes, "Welcome to my cock."
Jansen, continue.
Sean Connery's dead.
That being said, I thoroughly enjoy this movie. I will agree with Phoenix where I believe that there is something to be left on the table or something still wanted from this movie that it doesn't quite deliver, quite like other movies do, like Face Off, right? It doesn't make you feel like a Face Off does. But that being said, I also agree that this is the beginning of the end for Nicolas Cage, and this is I think this is the beginning of the downfall. What do you mean, Frank?
The 25-year downslide of
I
Nick
know.
Cage's
I'm like,
career.
what are you talking about? He's done so much more after this.
No. I'm not talking about the fact that he's not a successful actor. He's
Pose
what?
the question. We'll talk about that later. Definitely.
pose what question?
I'm just saying. I've heard
the
now
downfall.
half of this cast say that same thing, and I'm like,
Frank,
what
hold on.
are you talking about?
Frank, hold on. Jansen, okay, you got your opinion now. We're going to talk about that later.
No,
like I
don't
said
my
it,
opinion.
I know, but Frank is apparently determined to discuss
Ranking.
so I just want to put
All
a
right.
pause because I want to get to Dick's question of Con Air. I want to get to your question of the downfall
Okay.
and all that. So continue with your overall thoughts of the movie, just in generals.
Okay, in generalization, I still truly enjoy this movie. I think it's got so many things going on in it, and so many actors in the cast that you see in other things that you're just like, man, I remember him from this. I remember her from that. Like I really enjoy seeing them in a different role, even if it's not big. Like it's fun to see them playing that piece of it. And it's just a fun cast, right? I mean, like Ed Helms playing this like totally whacked out. What?
Ed
Why you
Helms
shaking?
from The Office and
Or not Ed
Ed
Helms.
Harris.
Ed Harris. Ed Helms.
Yeah.
Ed Harris. I knew it was a H. Excuse me. Sorry. Ed Harris playing this totally whacked out general. Like
I would love to see Ed Helms remember.
right. Ed Harris. Sorry. Excuse me. But him like John C. McGinley from Scrubs, like
Barely in it.
barely in it, but it's like, oh man, Dr. Cox.
John
What are
C.
you doing?
McGinley has had a giant career. He was in a
He
bunch
has.
of movies before Scrubs.
Right.
But in
for
7,
me-
for God's sakes.
for me, John C. McGinley is Dr. Cox, right? That's how I know him, you know. And so to see him in this type of serious role,
Because you're so young.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's
think of-
my generation, and that's my takeaway from that, right?
I
So
think of Freddy Got Fingered, where Freddy goes into or what's his name?
Rip Torn?
No, the main
Oh,
Green.
God. Tom Green, yeah.
Tom Green goes into his office and rubs his teeth, and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "My doctor says I have the cleanest colon everyone has ever seen because every day I scrub my colon with that toothbrush." I'm like, and that's what I think of when I think of John C. McGinley, and that bothers me. He's
Right.
just scrubs, like Jansen said, fucking a ton of stuff, and
Mhm.
that's what I think of.
Was he in that?
I just told you he plays a
doctor?
doctor who's scrubs
Yeah.
his colon with a toothbrush that Tom Green just brushes his teeth with.
Okay, all right.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah.
didn't watch that movie.
No, he's like the main doctor that yells at all the other new doctors.
Yeah, no, I know
yeah, he
he
calls
was
them all girls'
Scrubs,
names and
yeah.
stuff, and he's completely like not politically
Well,
correct, and it's the best
Yeah,
part of the
he's
show.
great. He's great.
Except for Black Scrubs, because Black Scrubs was a surgeon.
And a callback. Do you know that Zach Braff is dating Florence Pugh right now?
Who
They're a hot item.
is he
What
gay?
is this TMZ bullshit again? What are we doing, Dick?
That's why I was doing that. Is for the TMV's. We're bringing back the
Anyways.
TMV podcast.
Wrapping up my thoughts, I enjoy the movie. Does it leave something to be wanted? Yes, but it's a fun movie to watch. Fun fact, like truth be told, I have probably seen this movie 10 or 12 times, but never from beginning to end.
Wow.
So it's because it was always on TV, and I would always catch it like 30 minutes after it started. So it was really fun to watch it all the way through and like get the whole picture of the entire story. Was
I
great.
want to tack on to that. This movie used to be on Stars and Cinemax. We used to have Amazon every fucking day. The minute we have to watch it, it is gone. I have to either pay-per-view it or watch it on the hard drive. I can't find it anywhere. It was on Netflix for 30 years. Of course,
30 years.
now it's
I
gone.
rented it when Netflix was just a rental service.
Yeah, it's like now it's completely gone. So I was like, yeah, because I've seen this movie before. I've seen it maybe twice. It's not. I mean, it's not the one that I revisit at all. But Frank, tell us about your rock experience.
Thank you.
What's that?
Your turn.
Oh, okay. I love this movie. I've seen it so many fucking times. It's insane.
Am I
Like-
I might be thinking of Stealing Harvard. Anyway, with another Tom Green movie.
Oh, God,
I'm looking it up now.
Way to go. Way to ruin it.
I'm
Was it-
Frank,
no,
tell him to shut the
no.
fuck up. You're talking.
You're
right.
you're thinking about that movie where he's wearing the Harvard like, and then they take.
I
the
was
news on
so
the bus.
wrong to interrupt you, Frank. Continue.
Okay,
I
so
apologize. Continue.
okay, so this movie is so there's so much cheese in it that it's
yeah.
literally like a cheese sandwich, but the
So
bread
much.
is also cheese.
Yeah.
Like, but like I watched this movie and it's not like it's good, but like the acting level quality in this movie goes from good to weird to bad to good from the same character.
Totally, this movie is a fucking autistic child. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, like it doesn't know what it wants to be. It does. Is it supposed to be serious? Is it a comedy? Is it cheese? Is it Michael Bay explosions?
Enough with the chit chat, a-hole.
Yeah, is it every fucking action movie cliche, wrapped up on the smallest island possible, like with the most like it's got everything, like it's got everything and nothing at all.
Thank you. I was just gonna say that.
Like, yeah, there's so
imagine if everything you liked had no substance. That's this movie.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, it had a great fucking war type of battle scene. You got that, Reese was fucking down there. Ed Harris is up there. I mean, because I can never remember the fucking guy's real name, so he's always Reese to me from Terminator.
Michael Biehn.
Thank you. And he's always he's this, like, talk about a typecast character in Hollywood. Dude, he's the same guy in so many movies.
We'll talk about that definitely down the road here.
But the thing is I love him as the same guy in so many. Like, he was awesome as that guy shooting guns and shit, right, in Aliens, and he was great as that guy in shooting shit.
Navy SEALs.
Yeah, in that, and then he was great in Terminator as that soldier guy who came
Kyle
back.
Reese, who was a soldier.
It's like,
get up, soldier.
It's like, can he do anything but that? And I don't
banged an Edward Furlong up inside Linda Hamilton. He's that good.
Talk about a vestigial twin.
Oh man, what a fuck up he did.
Ugh.
He fucked up an entire franchise with that cum dump he did.
Oh,
what
man.
a fuck.
He turned
into Patrick Bateman on the set.
Not only did that cock create World War III and nuclear Armageddon, but it also saved humanity afterwards.
I want you off the set, you prick. That's what
professional.
Literally, Reese's cock did all that. I mean, that's awesome. I hope my legacy ends with nuclear war and humanity's savior after the fact.
Well, don't ever watch the Terminator 2 director's cut. It's terrible.
I watched it.
It's horrible.
I've seen it. I've seen Terminator.
It's so bad. It's so bad. It ruins Terminator. It ruins the movie.
No, nothing can ever.
No. T2 is good.
Going off how this is Adam's last pick, he sent me, before he died, he sent me a bunch of Blu-rays that we talked about in the chat. And one of them is Terminator 2, the director's cut, and on 4K. And it's okay. Like,
it's just that scene with Kyle Reese coming back saying, "Get up, soldier." It's just so bad. It's like, I don't need that scene. It's just too on the nose. And the original is so perfectly edited, and it's just a perfect action movie. Don't fuck it up with the director's
Speaking of editing,
this is where I play the Jansen's Bloody Wonderland clip, because I can see what you're looking at.
I'm looking at these actors as you guys are talking about them. Is what I'm doing.
I mean, there's so many great ones, right?
Yeah, I know.
There's so many great actors in this fucking movie. It's insane.
There are. Yeah. There's a lot of great character actors in this movie. Yeah.
But okay, so the scene when they're underneath Alcatraz, right, and it's just Nick Cage and Sean Connery, right, and they're talking as like McKinley and everything are throwing bombs down there to try to flush them out, and somehow this 1 gallon gasoline tank from 1970, back when they were metal, it somehow not only creates a backdraft before the inferno of Fireball comes and napalms the entire island's tunnel system with them in it. Thank God there is an inch of water they can swim through somehow.
There must have been a gas leak going on in those tunnels.
I know.
It absorbs everything in that tunnel.
They
I mean,
Ugh.
it would have to be possible. I mean, years and years of just buildup of all kinds of gases in those tunnels could lead to some sort of explosion like that.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
if there were
I
gases,
guess.
but there weren't. It wasn't
Yeah.
used for 40 years.
Yeah, I guess. But if this guy didn't literally say this is going to be big and went, I'm like, it's a gas can with someone's fucking cell phone taped to it. Like, literally, it was the worst prop of the entire movie.
No,
But
Broken Arrow, though. Remember,
Oh,
a
yeah.
flare on a gas tank blew up like
Yeah.
a fucking napalm bomb. Don't forget that one.
And I disagree. I think the worst prop in the whole movie was the motion sensor on top of the grate in the bathroom.
what was wrong with that?
It just looks stupid. It's like a little plastic ball with a spring in it. Like, what the fuck?
Because the
No, that was the backup.
I understand that, but like it's all built around that or whatever. So it just looked.
Yeah,
dumb.
no, I got it. It was a motion sensor with a filament. Yeah,
Yeah.
the filament. Yeah. So,
You-
like,
you
that
understand,
was-
but it's still stupid.
and like when I watched him taking apart the elegant, unstable pearl, whatever of green shit, so we know it's horrible for you, right? And I can see the chip that they're talking about. I'm like, why don't you just take
There
your
it is.
screwdriver and just go to the chip,
Right.
and then slide it back instead of taking the whole fucking thing out. Like, and you're gonna tell me that Nicolas Cage dismantled 15 of them bitches in a minute,
Well, I think the
Mhm.
part of
and then
the,
takes another hour to get the next two, and they shot off one. Like, it's like, what the fuck?
Okay.
I think
No,
No,
that
no, I'm
if it-
sorry, I just plowed right through you, Phoenix. But go ahead.
I want to read to you a Michael Bay quote.
No, hold
I
on.
know,
What
I
is
know what
Phoenix?
you're gonna say.
What's Phoenix
I,
gonna
I
say?
think, Dick, because I read the quote as well. Is it about the grates, the furnace?
No.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Okay.
I want to answer Frank's question. He
Okay.
didn't destroy the chip because if you destroy the chip, but the bomb still, because it's still controlled by the piece it's connected to, it would still shoot the rocket. It would just fall immediately, So it would still blow, like it would still break those little glass tubes.
What I'm saying is that the chip was like a plug-in light bulb,
yes.
right?
Right.
And the chip was all exposed because we needed to know it was a chip, a computer chip.
Mhm.
Yes, but what I'm saying is
With that,
the base that still held the bomb that would shoot it would
Yeah.
still be active. That wouldn't affect that.
yeah,
It would
we're
still
Well,
shoot it.
I think the dumbest
he
part of
put
this,
them back.
the dumbest part of this that we're missing is the fact that this chip is in the bottom piece of the thing where they got to pull all the balls out to get to it. Like, who fucking designed this thing and thought, oh, you know what's a good idea? Let me put the chip in the most ungettable place that I can find
No.
on here instead of just like an access panel.
I think
Right.
it took them
My
out. So it
point
wasn't
being is-
affecting-
You're right, Phoenix. Right, you pull it out, and there it is. So pull it out a little bit, go and push it back in, like
But-
because at one point in the movie, when he pulls it out, the chip is literally in the middle of the string of pearls.
Are
when it
you
never was
telling
before.
me that The Rock wasn't accurate in anything?
Well, here's the problem
This
with
is
the
the-
movie overall. It
And
doesn't fucking matter. And
right,
that's what I feel throughout the entire movie. I go, oh, it doesn't.
I don't care. Right, exactly. But I'm just saying, like this is where my mind goes whenever I watch something. So it's
Well,
hard for me to
I
answer.
interpret that scene completely different than you, and I still don't care. So
I
that's-
don't care
that's-
either. It doesn't do anything wrong for me. It's just questions I have throughout the movie. Like, that was an interesting.
I want to encapsulate the authenticity of this film in one quote from Mr.
Okay.
Michael
Yes.
Bay.
Let's get to Mr.
So
Everyone
the
is
sh-
equal, Michael Bay.
the studio wanted this movie to be shot in Los Angeles with a handful of exteriors of Alcatraz and San Francisco to complete the illusion. Michael Bay said, fuck no. I gotta shoot on the island because this island is so
Wicked.
fucking bitchin',
Bro.
bro.
He does say
So-
bro at the end of that quote.
That is what you're dealing with when it comes to The Rock.
because this
Mhm.
island is so
So fucking
bitchin'.
bitchin'.
Yeah. So when you talk about inaccuracies, let's talk about how every fucking car in this movie explodes with every little touch that it gets to it. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Nothing made any fucking sense.
Yeah, it's called The Rock, and it's about an island, a prison island, and there is in the city a chase scene with cars because there has to be because Michael Bay.
No. Michael Bay did not want to do these. He did not want to do that chase sequence. The producers, so
Did this
Bruckheimer
movie
and
change his life forever? And is it
Bruckheimer and Simpson, who died during this movie because of his fucking drug habit, showed up and we're like, we got to do this. And there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff in this movie if you look into it. And none of it was Michael Bay's fault, which is weird because I don't care about Michael Bay. I really don't give a fuck about him. I've never seen the Transformers movies. I won't. I just don't give a shit.
I
don't care.
And my point is, like, Michael Bay is such a meme of this. Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? So when I'm watching this and I'm like, oh, Michael Bay, more Michael Bay. Michael Bay. Like, because he's never done anything worth anything.
No, Bad Boys. The first Bad Boys.
I liked it. But
he had a great MasterCard commercial. Or he had a great credit card commercial, Michael Bay. I'll give him that.
Watch the first Bad Boys again. It is actually.
I love Bad Boys.
The second one, I fucking
that's
hate.
better.
Third one's fine.
So apparently, Arnold Schwarzenegger was offered the role of John Patrick Mason, but at the time, the script was only 80 pages with lots of handwriting and scribbles, and it didn't seem fully baked. He regretted not playing the part years later.
But Sean Connery could see through all that bullshit.
They gave me lots of money and they told me I could do whatever I wanted. And I said, okay.
It's like, it has to be Sean Connery. And the things that they have Sean Connery doing, it's like, this man cannot do this.
I just read the quote about Michael Bay in the boiler room in the Alcatraz.
Can we do a little game here where everyone holds up two hands and you put up a finger if you've seen the movie? Dick?
What?
You put up a finger if you've seen the movie he directed. Okay. Bad Boys. Armageddon. The Rock. Pearl Harbor.
Unfortunately.
Bad Boys 2.
I don't think I've seen that one.
The Island.
I think I've seen that one.
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah. Yes, I know.
Transformers. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. Transformers Dark of the Moon. Pain and Gain.
Oh, I did see that one.
Transformers Age of Extinction. 13 Hours. Transformers The Last Night.
Didn't see that one.
I couldn't finish it.
Movies 6 Underground.
I couldn't watch that either.
I did watch 6 Underground.
So,
that one was good.
who has what? Sorry, I have 6.
I have 12.
Dick, hold on.
I have 12.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
12.
9.
I've seen at least Michael Bay.
I saw most of the Transformer movies, and I'm still regretting that.
The only reason.
Did you see 6 Underground?
No.
It was
I haven't
actually
either.
it was actually really good. Like, I was pleasantly surprised.
Is that the one with Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
I've tried to finish Transformers, the night one.
Mark Wahlberg?
The second Mark Wahlberg. It is so bad. I can't. Anthony Hopkins is the only thing that makes you worth watching it.
Oh, he did 2 Mark Wahlberg ones?
Oh yeah, it's awful. It's so
Is he
bad.
in Age of Extinction and Last Night?
No, just Mark Wahlberg. Anthony Hopkins is only in one of them.
Okay, Mark Wahlberg's in 2 of them. Okay,
Mark Wahlberg's in 2 of them. Yeah,
I don't think I've seen either of the Mark Wahlberg.
They're
movies,
awful.
maybe
He
I'll
also has.
they're
Little
fucking
America.
terrible.
Oh, sorry, what's his directing? He also has Ambulance in Robopocalypse coming out.
Oh God, Robopocalypse.
So here's my rankings for Michael Bay. I put it so number 1, Bad Boys. Number 2, Armageddon. Number 3, probably The Rock. I'll be honest. I want to put it lower as a joke, but Yeah, so it's number 3 for me. I like Armageddon more, which is not a great movie, but I still
No, it's
watch that.
awful.
But I'd rather watch it than The Rock.
Talk about
I used to,
no
she used to be my neighbor. I am number 4 leading actress. Now I'm a number 4 on the unemployment line,
Yeah.
But
So
but she's very nice.
I do have a number of questions for you guys. First, let's get to the questions Dick posed earlier. Con Air versus The Rock.
Because they're almost kind of the same movie,
not even.
where it is so ridiculous.
And this will definitely lead into Dick and Jansen's question of is this the beginning of the end of Cage's career? I just want to say I would rather watch Con Air, but I think this is a better movie. I just think Con Air is more entertaining.
I think it wasn't so much that I think this is the beginning of the end of like his career. I think that this was a acknowledgement piece of me seeing Nicolas Cage's acting not giving me a full hand, right? It seemed all over the place. It didn't seem put together, and it was just kind of a smorgasbord of bullshit. Where in previous movies, at least it was consistently bad or consistently good or consistently something to me.
I mean, just watch Trapped in Paradise, and Nick Cage can't even pick a fucking accent.
No, people love that movie. I've never gotten more shit on YouTube than my review of that movie.
I gave you the most shit of that movie.
It's not a good movie. It's really
I love that movie. I really do.
Too. I used to, but I watched it as an adult and go, "Fuck this movie."
It's the same thing with me in the first Punisher movie. I loved that movie as a kid. I thought it was the shit. The one with John Travolta, and then I rewatched it as an adult. I was like, this movie's fucking bad. Like the acting is
what the cheese one with
I couldn't hear you. What movie?
Oh, The Punisher.
Okay,
with John Travolta.
Yeah,
Punisher Warzone is a great movie.
What Punisher are you talking about? The Punisher with
John Travolta.
Huh?
The one with John Travolta.
Yeah, but you say that I don't remember John Travolta being the Punisher.
Thomas Jane's Punisher.
Yeah, that one. That's what I'm talking about.
The problem with the Punisher, though, was you have to feel bad for the writer-director because they told him, you're going to have a $90 million budget to make this movie. Okay, and he wrote it that way. The day they started shooting, he said, oh, by the way, your budget's $30 million. So they took like half the budget. He goes, huh? So he had to rewrite the script and rethink the movie on the first day of shooting. Like, that's fucked up. And that nobody should go through that.
That isn't going from 90 to 30. That's going from 90 to 6 because Travolta's already signed on. So there's 12.
Exactly.
So you're already over budget with your casting.
Yeah. No, he's already fucked. So that's what the scenes in Florida when they're shooting those scenes where Thomas Jane dies is like so cheesy. But I watch it and I go, okay, it's fine. Punisher Warzone is right
awesome.
in my alley, though. I love it.
Punisher Warzone is a fucking brilliant B movie.
I think, is she French, the director of that movie?
I think so, yeah. No. It's Lexi Alexander. She's not French. Yeah. She's a woman.
Yeah, and
she's British. Yeah,
she's
it's Lexi Alexander. Yeah.
Yeah, women can't direct movies.
No, and it's a woman. Like she fucking nailed it. She was great.
That movie is so much block. It's fun. And then nothing Punisher I care about after that.
When you have a movie where they're doing parkour off of the roof and the Punisher blows one up with a rocket launcher.
What are they doing?
It's a great movie. Parkour. They're jumping they're doing their flips and shit. They do that fucking B District B-19 nonsense that the French invented. It's where they jump from building to building.
It's funny because on IMDb, the Punisher Warzone has a lower rating than the original Punisher.
Yeah, I know, because people are stupid.
For sure. Because it doesn't have Thomas Jane and actors. It has Ray, what's his fucking name?
Stevenson.
Ray Stevenson and nobody else.
Yeah.
But when Ray Stevenson punches,
it has nobody at all.
When Ray Stevenson uses his fist and punches through a man's face because his nose is hauled out from those cocaine use.
It's got Wayne.
That's a great movie.
It's got Wayne Knight in it, though.
He plays Microchip.
Well, Jansen, speaking of Dexter, it's got Ray Stevenson. He's in there, but people do parkour into the room and then shotgun. The first thing they see. That movie is fucking hilarious for all the wrong reasons. It's a B movie and it's so enjoyable.
When Jigsaw's getting all the gangs together and he's like, "You gotta come join us," and they have like the American flag in the background and he's being pat. It's hilarious.
I don't want to pitch another podcast, but if you want, I definitely recommend How Did This Get Made? They have an episode with Lexi Alexander on there. It's one of their first episodes they ever did. And she just goes, here's all the cards on the table. It's bad, but I made it as best I could with the budget I had. And you just realize she just made a badass movie for us.
Yeah.
And I went from hating the movie to going, she's right. That's what she could do. She made a fun movie. It's terrible.
Well, and see, that's kind of how I felt about the original Punisher movie as a kid, because it was like gritty and like raw and like, yeah, some of the acting is garbage, but like it felt visceral and like I really enjoyed it as a kid. It was the first like really like bloody shoot 'em up movie that I ever really watched as a kid, aside from like The Matrix, which is not really bloody or anything, but it's got a lot of guns or whatever.
Little too much of Rebecca Romaine and Ben, what's his name?
Foster.
With the piercings everywhere.
Yeah, Ben Foster.
Yeah.
Great actor.
But it was awkward.
Actor,
but it was awkward, right? And it made you like feel something and like kind of like get grossed out and like, yeah.
But I like
what I like about it.
I really like the storyline of there's a weirdo next door who looks like he's killing people every night. And that's kind of where you watch the movie from.
And doesn't eat, but drinks whiskey.
Yeah. But the problem is they didn't commit to that outside premise enough where you're just watching him through the door and like someone goes and spies on him. They're completely disconnected from the entire storyline.
Yeah. And when Punisher Dirty Laundry is like,
sorry.
Oh, The Rock. Yeah. No, but I mean, it's comparable because The Rock is schlock. It is schlock on another level.
It almost approaches schlock and then it just goes, no, we're a big action movie.
Yeah.
And you're like,
we're Michael Bay, Don
Armageddon.
Simpson.
Why I like it more because it just goes, we're fucking schlock. We're Roland Emmerich schlock.
But Armageddon's is a Jerry Bruckheimer movie too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just want to point out. I want to point out that we're on a tangent.
Not really.
No,
we're talking about The Rock now.
Well, I mean, now we're coming back to it, but
yeah,
you're
about 5 minutes too late on that.
I already brought it back to The Rock. We're talking about The Rock now.
Your mom's a rock.
My mom would want.
Winners go home and fuck. Losers talk about that best.
Listen, can I question you here?
Winners go home and fuck the plum queen.
My mom's been single for a couple decades now. She's
all right.
My wedding. You're gonna be off my wedding. Can you and your wife come to a consensus? And
my mom's dead, asshole.
I'm not talking to you, Frank. Fuck her off.
Are you asking me to whack your mom?
Yes. No, whack her. Fuck her.
Oh no. Sorry, no can do. It was whacker. Yeah,
so that was the reason we had Jansen on the show. That's a no go, and he's gone.
That traitor.
All right. So
quitter.
Since we're on the tone, can we agree we'll only talk about The Rock from here on out?
No,
we need to get the fuck out of here.
True.
The Rock. It's tonally we're talking about before we started.
All over the place.
It's all over the place, but it's not all over the place in a fun way. It's all over the place in like a, why are they doing this? Why is there a gay guy, super gay guy cutting his hair?
Yeah, the choices they made in this.
Well, and then they turned dramatic with Ed Harris.
Let Frank continue.
I'm just saying the choices that they made. It's like, who's making these choices? Is this like a committee or like is this like was there 7 people making choices but they only got 1 day of the week to do it?
They do explain that in the trivia for IMDb. This movie was completely rewritten like 70 times.
Yes.
And all of Nick Cage's dialogue is ad-libbed, most of it.
Why does the camera keep going out?
So
you can tell that this was rewritten a lot.
Well, since we're talking
Quentin Tarantino wrote on it. A few other Jonathan Hensleigh, who directed The Punisher, wrote on this.
I'm talking about choices to where the end of this movie is he's in a 1930 jalopy, right? That says just married on the back. There's no way this car is driving.
Hi, honey. You want to know who killed JFK?
I think this is the one time that Tarantino showed up because they end and they go into a wedding parlor and they get married, and it looks just like the wedding place from
Straight
Kill
up.
Bill.
Yeah. Yep.
To the point where I looked it up and I go, oh no, that one's got some wider arches on the side. That's different.
Could have
But
been
it looks
redone.
the fucking
Yeah.
same.
And Michael
But the
Parks
choice
shows
is so odd. It's like it's such an odd choice. Like,
Well, I mean, we could argue that this is where the movie separates into two different directions, where it goes one way goes into National Treasure and the other way goes into Kill Bill.
Yes. It does.
well, and also you have the villains. You have Ed Harris and McGinley, and because they have their reasons to be doing this. And then David Morris is in it too. He's the other guy.
Yeah.
And then it's Tony Todd and the other guy turn on him because they're just like, we're not going to do this anymore. He goes, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck? Tony Todd gets all mad.
Yes.
And then they turn on, they kill all the colonels and all his guys. So it's kind of an interesting twist.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I definitely want to talk about that because
Yeah.
my favorite part of this entire movie is all the Ed Harris stuff.
he was great.
He's fascinating to me.
You mean the Ed Helms stuff?
Ed Helms,
Ed Helms is great.
but all his stuff is super fucking interesting, and the rest of it,
Agree.
I don't really care.
No.
I'd like to.
It's those one-off moments that he has facing the camera, talking to that like
Which is
committee
funny.
or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like so intense, and you're like, man, this is Ed Harris. Like this is the
Well,
shit I want.
Funny you bring that up because Ed Harris hated the close-ups.
Really?
Hated close-ups. He goes, I act with my entire body. Why are you shooting a close-up? So he hated Michael Bay.
It's
for
like
that
it's
stuff.
like
But then the Truman Show, he had a lot of close-ups. So what the fuck is he talking about?
Well, it depends on the role. He's in a chair in the Truman Show.
Yeah, but still, he's acting with his whole body.
he's acting. Period.
Maybe he hated it then. I don't know. I didn't look into it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call Ed and ask him what the deal is.
Ed Harris is in
But I
a-
have Ed Helms' number, so it's the wrong guy.
Hey, well, how was Truman Show and how was Westworld?
Who the fuck
Ed
is
Helms.
this?
Fuck
Yeah,
off.
and like
Hey.
Ed Harris's Secondhand Man is the main character of the greatest movie ever made. That's Stephen King.
Candyman.
No,
The Night Flyer,
no. Fuck. The
Christine.
Langoliers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, David Morris. He's a good character actor.
So let's just go down the cast here because we got Sean Connery, Nick Cage, Ed Helms, John Spencer, who's the
Ed Helms.
Ed Harris.
No, you got
Oh,
that right.
Oh, okay.
You got that. Okay.
Yeah.
David Morse, William Forsythe, who's great in this.
Yeah, he's good. He's always good.
Michael
He is good.
Keane, John C. McGinley, Tony Todd, Bokeem Woodbine.
The guy from Shawshank Redemption.
Bokeem's been in a lot lately too, hasn't he?
Yeah, he works a lot.
Bokeem's been in a fucking lot.
He's in Spencer Confidential on Netflix. Oh, that the other
Oh, I
day.
never saw that.
He's in
the
it.
latest-
He's good. He's actually really good in it.
he was
the
in,
movie's not very good.
Fargo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he works a lot.
David Morris is great. He's in a
He's
ton of
always
my
good.
favorite stuff. But Ed Harris is a very underrated actor, if you ask me.
I was going to
100%.
say he's probably the most underrated actor in Hollywood because nobody talks about him.
'Cause
Nobody ever gives him
he's-
credit.
He's my favorite part of this schlock movie.
Mhm.
He's in Westworld. He's my favorite character in that show.
His acting in Westworld is next level.
It's
Like,
next level. He makes everyone else look stupid in that show.
mhm.
And he's also in like Beautiful Mind, and he's imaginary in that movie, and he still outshines Russell Crowe. The guy's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he really
And I
is.
feel like he's gotten. I don't know if he's ever won an Oscar. I don't think.
Come on.
So.
He got the astronauts back home in politics.
Yeah. And I feel like people go, "That's Ed Helms." That's
That's
It's
Ed
Ed
Helms.
Helms.
Oh, yeah.
that time, Jansen. You got me. You broke it in my mind. Ed Harris is the astronaut guy who got the astronauts back home. He worked in Houston. That's it. But
Yeah.
like, he's great in that fucking everything. You know what we have not talked about in this entire movie? So we talk about Nick Cage.
Yes.
Who?
It's
Isn't that
because
weird?
I said this from the beginning. This is
I
not
know.
a Nick Cage movie.
Like I said, I'm getting to all of your points you made in the opening one at a time. And here we are. Jansen, completely agree. Only I differ on the fact that I don't think it's Sean Connery's movie. I think it's Ed Helm. Or, damn you, Ed Harris's movie.
No, I don't disagree with that.
It begins with him.
I'm thinking if I'm looking at it from a protagonist perspective, it's Sean Connery's. He is the protagonist, right? And that's why I say it's a Sean Connery movie. Also, he got top billing. Like, I mean, give me a break. He's in the middle. He's in the front. He got top billing. He's the main character. I don't care what anybody else says.
Though Tony Todd has the best line in the whole movie, where stupid Nick Cage is saying, "Well, you're the Rocket Man." He goes, "I don't listen to that soft ass shit."
I was gonna put Jansen Rocket Man Carlin tonight.
Why didn't you?
I forgot.
You're the Rocket Man. You're the Rocket Man.
It's you. You're the Rocket Man.
You're the Rocket Man. I don't like that soft ass shit.
You a-hole. You're a bunch of effing dorks. You a-holes.
Dumb idiots.
Dumb.
And then let's not forget Nick Cage. So is this the beginning of the quirky action hero?
No.
What would you say is the first?
The death of it.
Well, because this is like the character. It's Nick Cage. He's a scientist. He's not an action hero. He's a scientist chosen to do this job because of the virus. And he collects vinyl records.
Even the year before.
I just want to say though, right?
Broken Arrow was quirkier.
Yeah, but I just want to say, I just want to say that Nick Cage's skills are extremely specialized, and they do not cross paths with each other. You're either a biochemical, like, super geek, or you're a demolition.
Isn't this the same year as Broken Arrow, though?
No.
I love Broken Arrow.
Broken Arrow is
95.
Actually, you might be. It might be 96.
I don't know. I gotta look that up. I'm kind of curious.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, look that up.
You probably it is the same year, right?
I don't know. Rock is 96.
They're both 96.
Well, there you go. There you go. No.
I would rather watch Broken Arrow 15 times in a row than The Rock.
Same.
Really? That's interesting.
Definitely.
I like Broken Arrow a lot.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
That was one of the first action movies my mom showed me that she loved because she loves John Travolta.
I love Broken Arrow, and then I went to the theater and I saw Face Off, and I go, I know these people. Here we go. And I watched it. I'm like, yes. I watched Face Off in the theater, and I was coming in my pants as a 13-year-old. I was so excited. So when I watched The Rock, I go, nothing. I feel nothing when I watch this movie.
Yeah, I never saw The Rock in theater.
My mom's
I saw
a huge
Face Off.
My mom's a huge Travolta fan, so I've seen Broken Arrow and Face Off like 13 times with her alone.
What, Urban Cowboy?
Negative.
Yes, definitely.
Never seen it.
Frank has commented, R.I.P. Adam.
Mm-hmm. True.
I wrote this.
Better, Frank. I get it. I get jokes.
All right.
Does this have a soundtrack like Con Air, though?
I didn't like.
Does it have that twangy guitar riff in this movie?
No, that was Broken Arrow.
Was that
I don't
Broken
think
Arrow?
I really noticed the soundtrack of this movie.
Like, bow, near, near, bow, near, 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 near. That's Con Air.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
one of those movies. It's the Bruckheimer movies definitely like
have that music,
twangy guitar. Lethal Weapon. Wow, wow. It's like, oh, stop it.
Face Off has In Excess though.
Getting too old
In
for this
Excess,
shit.
but barely.
No, it's bad, but I still like that song though. It's a good song.
Yeah, they hung at the rest early.
Guess he jerked off and hung himself.
Hung himself, yeah.
Just like David Carradine.
All then hung themselves out.
Just like Kill Bill. It's all full circle.
Yeah.
How many different color filters do they put on this movie?
It's not a Michael Mann movie.
I saw red. I saw green.
Green a lot.
Yeah, green and blue dominated this movie.
Because the island's just so fucking bitching.
Anytime their subsurface is just green.
Yeah.
Green
And it-
filters means below the surface. Above is red, orange.
Did
light
you-
colors.
Did you know
Mainland
that
was blue.
Sean Connery didn't want to go back and forth from the island, so they built him a cabin on Alcatraz?
Yeah,
I
so,
would have too. I'm not going back and
Oh,
forth. Fuck yourself.
fuck
Did you
that.
know that the natives called Alcatraz Bird Island?
Did you know it used to be a Civil War fort?
Dick.
You know they
This
wrote
guy-
that song about those Indians that tried to escape there. That wonderful rock and roll song.
Did you know we need to wrap this shit up?
Dick, this is our second episode talking about Alcatraz.
Yes, it is.
A couple weeks ago, we did Birdman of Alcatraz, a Frankenheimer movie.
John Frankenheimer film.
Yeah.
It was
sounds
good. It's just complete fiction, but it was good.
Yes. Agreed.
If you're going to do a movie called that at a real place, it should not be fiction.
I have a couple speed round for you guys. Couple
All right.
questions. Does the not swearing for Nick Cage's character until he kills, he only swears when he kills, does that work for you? Dick?
It's fine.
Didn't care.
Didn't
Jansen?
get it.
I couldn't say that I noticed it actively.
Frank,
I think it's on brand for the character.
Frank?
Now that you mentioned it, I think it's a cool fact, but I didn't even notice.
I think it's stupid. It's just like Willy's Wonderland. I'm not going to speak the whole movie. Fuck you, Cage. Next question. Favorite character? I already addressed mine. Definitely Ed Helms. I caught myself there, Jansen. Dick?
Sean Connery's daughter,
Except you didn't catch yourself. You still
Clara
said it.
Forloni.
I put it in giant quotes.
Oh.
I'm trying to get
From
back to my
Mallrats?
daughter
From Mallrats?
from Mallrats. I'm sorry you're in Mallrats, honey. I'm sorry your career never took off.
Honestly, who's your favorite character, Dick?
Sean Connery.
Wow, okay. Jansen, sounds like Sean Connery as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's really all comes down to that one last point where he comes and saves his ass at the end and
It's
snaps the
called speed
dude's
round.
neck.
Cool.
That's it. That's all I got.
Frank?
Speedy
Favorite
enough for you?
character?
Fucking asshole.
You're right.
Ed Harris.
Ed Harris is definitely the correct answer. So this
John C. McGinley.
Michael Biehn. William
right.
Forsythe.
Have you seen The Siege? And if so, do you compare it to this movie? I have. I do. I just finished it today again.
The scene
Wow.
with
Bruce Willis, his
Hmm.
character is very similar to Ed Helms, where he's an army guy. He gets out of control.
You're going to be saying that all year now.
Am I?
I didn't see
You
it.
said Ed Helms without even a bat of an eye.
Yeah, you know what?
You said
I
Ed
heard it, and I
Johnson
knew
has
you were
ruined
gonna-
my brain. It went from like I knew it to I didn't know it to now I'm just
And I only said it one time. It's not like I've been like
no, but you get to witness like the slug going into my brain. Going up my nose. Oh.
You
I've
just
never,
went back into the left. You are
Ed
done.
Harris is definitely. It reminds me of that character. I'm just
I've
curious
never
if you guys
seen
have
The
seen
Siege.
it. Okay,
Well, the siege is more about terrorism than it is about
Yes, but
than domestic terrorism. The siege is more about Muslim terrorism.
Foreign, sir, and domestic.
yeah, thank you. Okay, so Frank's seen it. But it is a very similar character of someone who's overstepping their boundaries for the good of their nation. In quotes. That's why I compare it to this, and that's why I really like Ed Harris in this movie because he thinks he's right, and those are always the best villains where they think they're right. It's not just super fucking obvious to us that they're wrong.
Right.
It's
This
a right.
guy,
What he's doing is
right.
righteous. Yeah.
I think the important thing to take away from Ed Harris's position in this movie, though, too, is that the intent was never to actually fire these; it was to
Yeah.
threaten, right? And that I think creates a whole new level for his character, and really does bring him out as a good martyr in the movie.
That's why I like it. I don't want to call him a martyr, but that is
Well,
why.
what he ends up
in
being.
fiction's
When-
fiction. So yes,
when-
But
Mark.
that's
Yeah.
why he's so interesting is because he goes, they called our bluff because they make the rocket go up. He discourses it without telling anyone. Tony Todd's like, what the fuck happened? And he goes, they called our bluff. Let's give up. All right, we got all these prisoners here. They called our bluff. We're done.
Now,
We are. David
What he
Morse
was doing was philosophical. His character was the only one that actually had meat on its bones.
he cared about the plight.
Everybody else was just blindly following.
Yes, except
Well, they were
for
in it for the money. They were in it for the money. They became
not
they
David
became-
Morse. He
No,
was-
David Morse
I
is
love-
Ed Harris. Yeah.
I just want to say about Ed Harris. I think the funniest fucking part of this whole movie was when, the other two Marines that they landed at Alcatraz, ran all around, set up 2 rockets, and then reported to Ed Harris. And he was just like, "Gentlemen, you did a fucking outstanding job. Your reputations precede you. Thank you, General." It's like they landed, they ran, and then they said hi. Like,
yeah.
holy shit. What'd they do? They didn't do anything yet. What is he talking about? Like,
Right.
Ed Harris was so like, holy shit, oh my God.
Now, do you
Yeah.
think Ed Harris is playing the same character from The Stand, even though he did blow his brains out?
True. It's true. It's a
I thought
They
it was
weren't really-
hysterical.
it's a movie everyone's seen. We didn't go into detail. We don't need to. Everyone's fucking seen this movie. So we're kind of doing like little glimpses here and there. But it is like he shows up, they get Sean Connery out of prison. He's been there against his will for 30 fucking years. And it's just because he had some secrets from back in the day. And that's it. So eventually at the end, he's still alive. Nick Cage's character's still alive. He goes, yeah, it was in the walkie. He's like, yeah, he died. He got blown up.
He got incinerated by the bomb.
They all show up on the island, and the guy's like, William Forsythe's like, what happened to Mason? He goes, he died. He got thrown out in the ocean. He goes, oh. And you get like a wink, wink. It's fun. Because he knows, William Forsythe knows he's not dead. He gets it.
He doesn't care.
He ignores it. I love that shit in movies. I really do. I'm a sucker for that. I will admit it.
Yeah, at that point he's like, yeah, as he should. He should get out of here.
He agrees with that, and he's gonna go, I won't say a fucking word. You could tell everything from one glance from William Forsythe's face. He's like, gotcha. And then fucking Womack shows up, and he's like, what happened? I need to know what happened to Mason. And where happened? He's like, eviscerated, sir. He apparently that happens. And he goes, it can't. That's not even real. Can that really happen? He's like, apparently it can. Yeah. He goes, all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick
It
Cage
can happen,
goes
sir.
off going, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, it could happen, yeah.
Can I get some cocaine over here?
Let's do a line.
But that's the end of the movie. Ultimately, this is a Nick Cage show. How do we want to discuss the Cage in the movie?
How many
That's
Cage?
our
Oh, I would say that this is probably the cagiest of Cage.
No.
I don't know. This could be because
Whoa.
No,
he plays the part.
Frank, hold on. Let him
Frank,
define his cage.
He plays the part.
Everyone
with-
has their own cage.
He is ad-libbing the whole movie. He decides to ad-lib with no cursing unless he kills somebody.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's his character choice. Because I guess if you kill somebody, the sin of cursing is okay. I don't know. After you murder someone, I guess you can say fuck. I don't know. In his brain, I guess that's the case. But
Okay, a-hole.
a-hole, cut the choo chat, a-hole.
Well, trying to
Deuce's
find any
butthole.
trying to find any inspiration to draw from to make him play this character is insane.
Well, he's so over the. I mean, he's over the top in everything. Obviously,
Yeah.
he's more restrained in this because I think he's figuring out the action star status. He's figuring out. Oh, wait a minute! I could play it like this to 11 and get away with it because I can just say it's the schlock, it's the fun of the genre, which is what he's doing. Because you see him in these movies, he's awful. You see him in movies like Adaptation, he's really good. So he goes from like bad to good within like one movie. It's like, how does he do that?
Like, I really liked him in Lord of War. I thought it was great in it. You know?
Lord of War is more of a serious movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
I
It's on
picked
our
that
agenda
because it's
here.
my favorite Nick Cage movie, other than Face Off.
It's a good movie. Okay, so that's where
I mean, yeah. Well,
that's where Dick feels. That's the Dick feel.
Dick feel.
Cage
Rock
feel.
hard Nick feel.
Jansen,
Rock
what do you
hard.
feel about Cage in this movie in particular?
I don't think I necessarily agree with Dick. I don't think Nick Cage gave 2 seconds thought to what he was going to do in this movie. I think he showed up and I think he played himself and did his normal thing, and is really settled into this just awkward delivery that literally starts in the beginning of the movie when they're having the conversation between him and his girlfriend, right? It's throughout, it resonates throughout the whole movie. He has his ups and downs and everything, and he goes a little off the handle, but I think he's full Nick Cage throughout the whole thing.
Frank?
Hmm.
What do you mean, huh? We spent 10 minutes.
Okay.
Cage in the movie. How do you feel?
I mean, he's Nick Cage. I mean, I wasn't, you know.
You want to suck this face, man?
Mm-hmm.
Not the Criterion version of The Rock.
The Cage cast picture you came up with.
Continue.
Now, see, I would have liked to have seen the character that.
No, I want to answer this question with Phoenix, if I may.
Please do.
I'm
Okay.
waiting for it.
Yeah,
Phoenix.
please get to it. That'd be great.
How many different Cages exist in this movie?
In this movie, you got Court Cage a little bit.
A little bit.
Only the problem is it's subdued Court Cage. So
Mhm.
it's, and then you got,
Action Cage.
you don't got Quiet Cage that much. You don't got Rage Cage. You got a little bit of, it's like half foot in Quirk, half foot in Rage Cage. That's it.
Okay.
That's what I'll give it.
That's kind of what my feelings were like. That's kind of what my thought process was too. It's like it seems like he just showed up, did his thing, and
Con
didn't think
Air
too
is
much about it.
worse.
He didn't think too much about it.
I agree. I'm going to acknowledge both your things you just said there in a second, guys. Let Frank finish here, and then we'll get to that because you both have great points.
No, I mean, but he's also got great actor Cage, and then he's got really bad actor Cage.
Well, that's a whole different thing.
I don't think that's
Dark
ever been
Ages.
decided if he's a good or bad actor, right?
He's a great.
Oh, no,
actor.
he's a great actor.
No,
He's
he's
been
good.
in some stuff that's amazing.
Yes,
I mean, he's been good in stuff. Yes.
He's been
People
really
like
bad too.
Yes.
well, no,
Right, but I also think to an extent, he's been good. He's been good and great in things that lend themselves to Nick Cage's type of acting, right?
You can make that argument for Johnny Depp.
yes.
True.
That Johnny Depp has always been a bad actor.
Here's the thing with Cage: if
He's
you
got-
let Cage decide too many things, he's bad. If you direct Cage towards your vision, he's good. Other than that, he's just Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, and this movie they let him do too much.
And that's why I'm going to go against what Jansen said. That's why I'm going to address both your things here on the right side of the panel. Is Jansen? He actually wrote most of his dialogue. He controlled a lot of what he did. It seems like he just showed up and said, "What the fuck ever." No, he was way in control of what he did, which is the fucked up thing. He was in control of most of the humor of the movie.
I'll take pleasure in gutting you.
Yeah. He decided
Boy.
he was going to swear throughout the movie. He decided on that. That wasn't anybody else. He decided that he was going to. The only reason Sean Connery signed on in the movie is because Nick Cage signed up. That's it. Which is fucked up.
That's amazing.
It's a lot of control over a movie. If I could, I will just say Nick Cage is a little too boring in this for me. And going off what Dick just said, Con Air is way more boring than this as far as roles go. I think, here we go. Look at Con Air on the right side. Quality of Cage. Con Air's dead bottom. I hate him in Con Air. He's fucking terrible. Rock is not way up at number 6 for me. On the left side here, quality of the movie, I got him at number 7. I liked it better than a little less than Mandy. I liked it better than Weatherman. Dick.
He put Xandalay at 30.
Xandalay's the fucking worst because that movie's fucking garbage.
Yeah, but the Cage intro is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it's great as shit. But we'll look at the right side. Xandalay is number 17 over here on the right side, which is how good Cage is in the movie. That's why I have 2 lists, is because he is either great in a movie that's terrible or bad in a movie that's great. Like it's weird. He's got a weird career, and that's why when we try to like decipher, I hate to get too like existential on it. It's like how do you decipher how great he is versus the movie? And that's why I have two lists of kind of like how do
You
you?
don't have Ghost Rider on neither one.
I haven't watched it yet on the show.
I'm
Oh
so
my god!
hold on. I gotta ask a real quick question. I'm so confused on how Mom and Dad is so high up on these lists.
Okay,
I was just wondering that.
Fun.
Like,
We watched that one together.
we did.
What?
It's not a good movie,
The
Number
Wicker
10.
Man.
but
Yeah.
he's better in it than the movie is. Number 7.
The Wicker Man is so
In Face
so
Off,
godly awful.
I like Face Off more, which is why it's a number 4. But his performance in Face Off is worse, which is why it's number 8.
His face off in, I mean, his acting in him in Face Off was so bad. Like, it.
For me, it was so bad it was good though.
Yes, but
On
that's
me.
bad.
On me.
Yeah.
No,
I go.
Travolta was so bad it was bad or
Yeah.
good. Cage was so bad it was bad.
Cage tried way too hard in Face Off because he tried to do. He came off. Okay, so let's talk about this, Dick. We'll end on this. Cage is this the beginning of the end? The first big giant movie he had was this. This is his first big action movie, The Rock. Next year he had 2 in a row, Face Off, and then he went right from Face Off to Con Air. And then after that he had, so there was 3 movies. So I can name 2 more. He had National Treasure, National Treasure 2. He had Next. He had Ghost Rider. Those are his 7 big movies.
Though I would say Drive Angry 3D is my favorite.
But that was severely limited budget, and it was
Yeah, but
after
that's
they kind of went.
That was an indie
"Oh."
movie. I mean,
That's one of the greatest Nick Cage movies ever made.
I love that movie, and I love him
I
in
do
it
love that
because
movie.
it's Grindhouse. It's just a fucking grind. Which
I was
is
going to say
ironic.
it's like his Grindhouse
It's
movie.
in Grindhouse.
When
But
I
it's
saw
not-
that in the theater, I was like, "This is the greatest thing
I
ever."
don't have it on the list. I haven't watched it yet on this
Oh,
show.
it's so wonderful.
I've seen all of these movies, both those columns. Only ones I haven't seen are Pig, which we're going to do next episode of this show.
Oh,
But so there is definitely many schools of. Here's what the problem with Nick Cage: it requires schools of thinking. Is he great in everything? No. Is he good in some stuff? Yes. Is he great in 10 things? Maybe.
maybe
Hey.
5, maybe 5.
No, 7 things I'd say he's great in. The rest of it, he does what he wants. And that I appreciate more than anything. He just does whatever the fuck he wants, like Pig. He shouldn't be in that movie. He said that script sounds fucking fun and that character sounds fun. I'll do it. Now it's killing IMDb and all these scores, and he's getting all these accolades, and people fucking love him in that movie. I haven't seen it yet.
Is any Spider-Man Noir and Multiverse?
Yes, he's in Spider-Man.
Into the Multiverse or
Whatever
whatever.
it's called. Yeah,
That's a great movie.
That's a great movie. He's great in it. That's
He's
why I
great
have
in it. Kick Ass, another great one.
It's number 14 on the right, number 5 on the left.
Have we reviewed Kick-Ass yet?
Not yet.
Oh, that's a good one.
I would say Kick Ass is one of his top 5 performances.
Yeah,
Agree.
Ass kicked.
I don't agree, but
Oh,
it's my top 10.
I think it would rank higher over on the movie side than it would on the Nick Cage performance side. I think the movie itself
Definitely.
is way fun.
Oh.
And that's what makes the Cage thing so interesting is how do you rank the movie or the
Right.
Cage? Because sometimes
So
like that movie, it's pretty even match, but the movie's way better than Cage's in that movie.
Yeah.
But he's great in the movie. You can't default him on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Frank, what were you gonna say?
Kryptonite.
Nothing. Cool.
you talking me?
Yeah. I said,
Oh,
what were you gonna say?
no, you went. It looked like you were looking at Dick. I'm sorry.
No,
Okay, yeah. Look down when you're talking to me.
I'm not gonna look down. What are we, Brady Bunch? Yeah, fuck you. Just talk. I said your name. What more do you want?
No, I didn't hear you say my name. That's why. So you're trying to end the point of why you don't agree with the. So yeah. So
That's what you want? Fuck you.
no, but my point is, you were trying to answer or basically counter what those two Jackal said, because I agree with you. Like, it's not the end of Cage; it's the beginning of Cage. I think it's the start of this insane cocksucker who basically has realized that he could pretty much do anything he wants and act however he wants, and it'll work somehow.
It's the beginning of Cage going, "Oh, I have a bunch of money. Let's not pay taxes on that money." And then it becomes, I have to work in Bulgaria for 15 years. Here I go. We're making 75 movies over 4.5 years in Bulgaria and Hungary.
Thank God for
and
Bollywood.
Turkey and a bunch of shit. And then it's Cage now going, my taxes are paid off. I don't have a drug addiction. I want to make whatever the fuck I want now. I just want to do whatever's interesting. I'm done getting married every 30 seconds, even though he just got married again.
Did he really?
He
He get
did.
divorced in 10 months and lose half his money again.
Yeah, it's not that Asian girl that he fucking married before.
Oh, man. I'm married a waitress. You think that's a bad idea?
As much as like I like to make fun of myself, and obviously I definitely am a target for this. People send me Nick Cage shit all the time. I
wonder why.
I don't give a shit about the man personally. I really
Mhm.
don't. I don't want to. Like, he got married. That's, I don't know.
You
any
have a
detail.
gigantic Nick Cage head as
No,
a bookmark.
Gigantic. It's the size of your head.
As a bookmark.
Yeah, I got it for a specific episode I did. That's
Don't
what-
you have like a Nick Cage pillow too?
A body pillow?
How dare you? How dare you? Anyway, no.
Like all that-
Like I said, I'm an easy target. I don't give a shit.
So you sleep
But-
with Nick Cage.
But no, it's below my desk. But I don't give a shit about him personally. I don't want to know.
Jerks off
about-
in his mouth.
I don't listen to
No,
his
he's below my desk.
I don't listen to anything about him personally. I don't give a shit. So I find it interesting
Why
now
should
that he's
you?
like in the I don't give a fuck phase, and that's what I like about him now. Is he's like,
I agree.
big fuck it, I'll do it, see what happens.
Sure.
People don't like it. I
He's
don't
just
give a
having a
shit.
good time. And like
He's having a
I
great
think if
time.
more actors did that, we'd see a lot more quality overall movies coming out versus just like the blockbuster bullshit that has been.
Well, I think about contemporaries like Charlie Sheen. If he did this, he'd be fucking rolling in credits, like
Rolling
Zip
in
is
that
like, he's like,
cocaine. And
all he cares
Meth.
about is money. He's like, I was in the most successful TV show of all time. Fuck, I don't give a shit.
right.
I don't care. Fuck you. I'm not doing that. But like, if you cared to act, you could be in some interesting shit. Which Nick Cage, not every movie's great, but a lot of it's interesting. And
Right.
you're missing out.
What
He
was
makes-
that? What was that
makes-
one we just
End of
We-
rant.
we did Nick Cage? What's the one where he's like a trucker?
Oh, that was a while. That was last year. That was
That one was so bad.
I'm a truck driver.
Between Worlds.
Between Worlds.
I'm
Didn't
gonna
make
take-
any fucking
I gotta
sense.
get this shipment over there
But
to
it was-
Kansas.
It
That
was
was-
so interesting and we couldn't stop watching.
That was Yumi and Adam, and that was it.
I remember. That was a good one.
Yeah. He plays a trucker piece of shit who can't stop.
The
fucking
best part of that is him outside showering with the hose and
Oh,
that
yeah.
gift that came from that.
It's him with a teenage girl spraying off with a hose in the yard while the girl from Run Lola Run is just watching. It's her daughter.
Mhm.
It's so fucked up.
You're just another random what the fuck from Cage.
Yeah, that's
Straight
that's
up.
what he wants to do because
What I love about him.
56. Fuck him, like not fuck him, but like he's like fuck it. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. I don't give a shit.
That's what I love about Cage. You do not know what you're going to get out of this fucking guy.
Oh, definitely. That's why I was so looking forward to the Nick Cage, Joe Exotic show, and
Yeah.
that sucks that got canceled. But all right, ratings, guys. Let's end on this. I gave it a 7. I do enjoy this movie as much as I want to bash it. I do enjoy it though. It's a 7. Dick,
I give it a 6.
wow.
It's not my favorite. It's not my. I don't. Like I said, I never saw it in the theater. I saw it secondhand on video. I never thought it was anything special. I didn't really cared about it that much. So, This has never been a lexicon movie for me.
Yeah, Jansen.
It's a solid 7 for me. It's one of those movies that can be on TV. you turn it on while you're cooking or whatever, and you just enjoy it. And yeah, I just like it.
Frank?
8.
Yeah. I fucking knew it. I've done way too many shows with Frank Wagner. I know exactly what he's going to say.
Damn.
That's why
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 7.
Yeah. I can't argue with you because I do get why people love it, but also it's not that great.
No,
but also I
terrible.
like it. Like
Yeah.
it's a conundrum for me.
There's so many odd choices that are made in this movie. It's like you can never, like your mind cannot process the amount of them.
Yeah, because I want to agree with Dick. I want to give it a 6. I agree with the 6,
It deserves a 4.
but I watch it and I go, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's
I
amazing.
enjoyed it. And then the performances of Ed Harris, not Ed Helms, is great. I give it a 7 because I love his character so much that I bump it up a score, and it can't go wrong. All right, guys, let's get out of here. We'll do plugs. We're gonna do credits first. I do have a credit sequence, if you will. Adam, you chose this episode.
Good choice.
I know why you like it. I want to know what you gave it. I wish I could have your score, your cheese curd score out of 5 for some fucking reason, you weirdo.
It would be 5 cheese curds.
Oh yeah, he give it a Gouda, but we have to go with my score, which seems like 7 overall.
Yeah, you're more Swiss.
Yeah,
Swiss
definitely more
cheese.
Swiss.
Yeah,
But here we go with credit.
melted Swiss at least. At least
Frank, your plugs first because you're not in the outro for the show.
RedDragonsRadio.com.
Okay.
Citizens of Wonderland, rejoice in the fact that we have covered another movie on the show. Go to liwstudios.com for more videos and podcasts. Subscribe to Loitering in Wonderland on YouTube. Search on Amazon for books by Richard Pierce. Until next time, and in the meantime, we are Phoenix West, Dick Dickett and Jansen Carlin. So long, citizens. All hail our glorious leader. Shut off the fucking show now.